friends, students, welcome back to my channel. So important topic, which is very important for the industry, the students who are going to the industry or who wants to work in the industry. So the topic is schematic versus wiring diagram. Before going to the industry, you should have a complete idea what is schematic, what is wiring diagram. So I thought I will make a video on this. So in this, we will discuss about the schematic and the wiring diagram, which is important. That is the language of the industry. Okay. So as you can see on the left-hand side, this is a schematic diagram which is drawn on a paper on electronic media. Right? It's a drawing basically, which will give you the complete idea how the things are interconnected, how the components are interconnected with each other. That is called, we also called the schematic diagram. Now, on the other hand, you can see here, this is the wiring diagram, the real wiring diagram. That is, when you go to the industry and looking to the schematic diagram, when the time comes, you have to second diagram, that is we call as a wiring diagram. Few things are important. The real things you do in the industry, that is the hands-on training or hands-on, having a screwdriver in your hand, having the real components in front of you, you will do the diagram. So that is the main difference between schematic and the wiring diagram. Okay. So one more example. Suppose there is a breadboard on the left-hand side. You can see here there is a breadboard and there is a PCB. So breadboard, you connect components, you give wiring, or that is we call it as the temporary type of circuit, right? Temporary type of circuit. And this is PCB where you have put where you arrange the component with all the components and the connections are arranged or predefined with the help of tracks and the connections. It is made in a proper formation, right? So that is called as printed circuit board. So printed circuit boards are permanent and breadboards are not permanent. That means the component, wires, connections can be removed. For testing purpose, for learning purpose, we learn from the breadboard, and in the industry, the final output or the mass production is done on printed circuit board, that is PCB. All right. So this point you have to remember. Now, very, very important when you go to, when you learn about schematic diagram, before learning the schematic diagram, very important is learning about the symbol. That is symbolic representation. What is the symbol for what? So you should, then only you can identify the symbol of a component. Like here, these are the different components. Okay, this is the transistor, these two others. So there is a symbol for it. One is PNP, one is NPN. This is a capacitor. What type of capacitor? Electrolytic, non-electrolytic. Okay, there is a resistor. What type of resistor? Whether it is a variable or fixed level. So the symbols will represent, or you have to learn the symbol compulsory. Suppose you have battery and cell. It will have a different symbol for each. That is VCC connection, ground connection. As you can see here, the ground connection is given. This is done in the schematic diagram. Okay, so logical function, that is, it is shown in the schematic diagram. The real work is shown in your wiring diagram. Okay, so this is suppose a schematic. I've given you an example here, a small power supply where you have different components like power transformer, then you have 4 diodes, capacitors, and regulator. This is a 7805 regulator, and you should be able to understand really how it will be given. That I will show you right now, how it is looking or how you are going to identify. One more point I would like to tell you about a switch. That is, you can see here in the switch, one is open and one is closed. How does it look symbolically? Symbolically, how does it look, the open circuit and the closed circuit? Now, suppose if I give you a relay, so how will you be able to identify the points? So you have to learn it with the help of a circuit. Then you have to learn by giving the connection or the real component in your hand, and you will learn it. Okay. So this is about the schematic. Right. Now the wiring diagram. As you can see here, different color are given for the wire on the right hand side. You can see. So the motor is given different wires and all. So red, yellow, blue, green. So these all wires and colors are very, very important in the electrical subject. That is, it will represent what, the where you will connect what. That is the 3-phase. That is, if it is a single phase, we'll use only one color. If it is a 3-phase, it will be used 3-color wire. And the ground, will be used with a green color. Okay. So one more example, we have taken it here. This is a board that is a PCB on which very popular board that is Arduino board with a microcontroller, with the connectors, different capacitors, regulator, microcontroller, and connector pins. These are the actual components. So please remember wiring diagram. In that particular area, we see the actual component with the actual wires and actual connections. Whereas in the schematic diagram, you will only see the symbolic representation, interconnection, that is each other, how the devices are connected to each other. So let's see in our lab, I will try to show you more the things which is important. So you can see here, I'm showing you, this is my breadboard. All the components I can fix and I can remove it. Suppose there is a resistor over here. Okay. So I can remove it. I can fix it accordingly. Accordingly means looking into the schematic diagram. Just now we discussed, we will give the arrangement. So suppose this is positive rail on the other side and the bottom one is a negative rail. So if the resistor is connected from positive rail or from the negative rail, to what point of the diode? So diode, as you know, suppose this is a diode, this is also a diode. So where is the positive point? Where is the negative point? Or rather, where is the anode and cathode? There is a marking over here. You can see this is the marking. So this marking is cathode and the other side is anode. So this diode also, that is our LED diode also will have anode and cathode. Okay. The second point, what we have discussed. So this is a relay. Okay. This is a relay. So relay has how many points? It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So where to connect what? So I will just tell you, according looking into that. So this 2 points, that is this 3 points are there in these 2 points. These are the coil points and this is common point. And one is NO and one is NC. So just now we saw in the previous this thing, where is NO and NC. So this is our board where the Parman and the 5 volt, I just now shown you 5 volt regulator. This is the complete regulator circuit, but the components are arranged on a PCB properly. One more example I would like to give it to you. Suppose transistor, we have discussed that there is a 2 type of a transistor. There's a PNP transistor. NPN. So this is a transistor. If I tell you this is a transistor, okay. So you should be able to understand transistor have 3 terminal. Which one is emitter, base, and collector? The body is the collector. Left side is the base, and this side is the emitter. Okay. Now this, you see this component. This is also a transistor, but I don't know whether it is a transistor or not. How you will represent transistor? The symbol. Okay, how you represent the regulator? It is also having a 3 terminal. That is also having 3 terminal in, out, and ground with the help of a number which is given on this particular part. Suppose the number given on this particular part, you can see here is what it is 78 series. So I will probably, you're not able to see it. Okay, no problem. Okay, so this is a number. Looking into the number, you will be able to make it. So same here, the capacitor, whether it is polarized or non-polarized, you will have 2 terminals, right? Same you have to identify. So please remember identification of components, polarity of the components, name of the component, symbol of the components. These are important before learning your schematic and the wiring diagram. Because compulsory schematic is given, then only you can do wiring diagram. So this topic is very important. I thought I will just make a video on this. So any comments, this thing, please do write to me. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video.